Hi students, welcome to the maths class. In the previous class, we have studied so many theorems and axioms, linear pair axiom, corresponding angles axiom, and theorems that is related to the parallel lines and a transversal. Hope that you are thorough with these theorems and axioms. Today we will start the new chapter, triangles. In your earlier classes, you have familiar with the topic triangles. You have studied different properties of triangles. In the previous chapter also, you have studied angle sum property of a triangle and exterior angle property of a triangle. In this chapter, we will study about details of congruence of triangles, rules of congruence, and some properties of triangles. In earlier classes, you have studied about the congruence of triangles and the criteria used for checking the congruence of triangles. Let us recall that once more.
Two triangles are congruent when you can superimpose one triangle on top of the other. Two triangles are congruent when the corresponding sides and angles are equal. Note that for triangles to be congruent, the corresponding parts should be congruent. The corresponding line segments should be equal in length, and the corresponding angles should have equal measurements. The side AB corresponds to PQ, BC corresponds to QR, and AC corresponds to PR. Similarly, angle A corresponds to angle P, angle B corresponds to angle Q, and angle C corresponds to angle R. In other words, the corresponding line segments are equal in length. Similarly, the corresponding angles have equal measure. You have to be careful when comparing corresponding parts of triangles. Here, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, but triangle ACB is not congruent to triangle PQR. Here are 6 possible conditions to determine the congruence of two triangles. Out of these 6 conditions, 3 are sufficient to determine that two triangles are congruent. These are called the criteria for two triangles to be congruent. We'll now examine these criteria for the congruence of triangles. SSS, or side-side-side criterion. If 3 sides of one triangle are equal to the corresponding 3 sides of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Triangles may remain in any position in the plane. SAS, or side-angle-side criterion. If 2 sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the corresponding 2 sides and the corresponding angle of the other triangle, then the triangles are said to be congruent.
So what are congruent figures? The figures which have same shape and size are known as congruent figures. For example, the 2 notebooks. These 2 notebooks have the same size, same shape, and they have same size. They are superimposed, or one book will be overlap the other. So we can say that these 2 are congruent. These 2 notebooks are congruent. Same way, 2 circles are congruent if they have same radii, and 2 squares are congruent if they have same shape and same size. 2 equilateral triangles are congruent if they have same measurements. And 2 lines are congruent if they have same length. So In earlier classes, we have discussed about this congruence of figures, congruent figures. And the same way, we know what are the congruent triangles. Two triangles are congruent if they have same shape and a same size. There we have studied a lot of, I think the 4 criteria we used to show the congruency of triangles. Consider the two triangles ABC and DEF. When you observe these two triangles, you can see that the measurements of this triangle ABC same as the measurement of triangle DEF. Here the side AB is equal to side DE and BC is equal to EF and AC is equal to DF. And if you take this triangle and keep it on the top of triangle ABC, that will overlap because they have the same measurements. So DE will cover angle D will be overlap angle A, angle E will be overlap angle B, angle F will overlap angle C. And same way the vertices, and the vertex D corresponds to vertex A, vertex E corresponds to vertex B and vertex F corresponds to vertex C. So when you take this triangle and keep it on the top of this triangle, we can say that the vertex A corresponds to vertex D and vertex B corresponds to vertex E and vertex C corresponds to vertex F. And same way, the side AB corresponds to side DE, BC corresponds to side EF, and DF corresponds to AC corresponds to DF. Because AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to EF, AC is equal to DF. And the same way, angle A corresponds to angle D, angle B corresponds to angle E, angle C corresponds to angle F. So we can say that under this correspondence, we can say that triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. This is a symbol we are using for the congruency. So by symbolically we can write the triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF using under the correspondence of the vertices. So vertex A coincide with the vertex D, vertex B coincide with the vertex E, vertex C coincide with the vertex F. So triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. But it will not correct to write triangle BAC congruent to triangle DEF. We cannot say like this because angle B is not, vertex B is not coincide with the vertex D. Vertex B is coincide with the vertex E only. So if you write this way, that is wrong. So when you are writing the symbolic form, the correspondence of the vertices is important. So it is necessary to write the correspondence of vertices correctly for writing of congruence of triangles in symbolic form. So here, according to the correspondence of vertices and the correspondence of sides and angles, we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. If you wrote BAC congruent to DEF, that is wrong. Consider one more example. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Are they congruent? Here the side AB is equal to 6 centimeter, side BC is equal to 5 centimeter, AC is equal to 3 centimeter. When you observe the triangle PQR, the same measurements you can see. So we can say that they are congruent. They have the same shape and same size. So check that correspondence once more. When you overlap this triangle, when you take this triangle PQR and keep it on the triangle ABC, are they overlap each other? So the side AB will be coincide with the side PQ. By checking the correspondence, you can see that side AB corresponds to side PQ. AB equal to 6 centimeter, PQ is equal to 6 centimeters. When you keep this triangle on the top of this, the side PQ will be coincide with the side AB. So the top of A, P will come. On the top of B, Q will come. On PQ will be coincide with the AB. Then BC is coincide with the BC is equal to 5 centimeter. BC is coincide with the QR. BC is coincide with the QR. Because here A on the top of AB, PQ will come. So vertex A coincide with vertex P, vertex B coincide with the vertex Q. So BC coincide with the QR, not RQ. BC coincide with the QR. So vertex C will be coincide with the vertex R. So the triangle will turn once and standing on the top of triangle ABC. So AB corresponds to PQ, BC corresponds to QR, so AC corresponds to PR or RP. AC corresponds to PR because A corresponds to P, C corresponds to R, so it will be PR. So you can say that angle A corresponds to angle P, angle B corresponds to angle Q, angle C corresponds to angle R. Same way vertex A corresponds to vertex P, vertex B corresponds to vertex Q, vertex C corresponds to vertex R. So under this congruence we can write that triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. But we cannot write that triangle BAC congruent to triangle PQR, or you cannot say that triangle ABC congruent to triangle QPR. That all wrong. We can write only this way, triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. Or you can write the triangle CBA congruent to RQP. So according to the correspondence of the vertices, you can write. So if the correspondence are properly, then it very easily you can write. You can write this, suppose if you are starting from BAC, then QPR. Or you can, if you are starting from C, CBA correspond to RQP. Or you can start ACB correspond to PRQ. That way also you can write. So when you are writing the symbolic name, it is necessary to write the correspondence of vertices correctly for writing the writing of congruence of triangles in symbolic form. And we know that the correspondence of congruence of triangles, the corresponding parts of congruence of triangles are equal. We very shortly we represent it as CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. In earlier classes you have studied this CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. If two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are equal. Three sides are equal to the three sides of other triangle. Three angles are equal to the angles of other triangle. Vertex are equal to the vertex of other triangle. So corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. Very shortly we will write this. In short, we write it as CPCT. Let us observe these two triangles. One side 4 centimeter and one angle 50 degree. Are they congruent? When you observe these two triangles, we can see that one side and one angle is equal, but other two sides are not equal in measure. So we can say that these two triangles are not congruent. The equality of one pair of sides and one pair of angles is not sufficient to congruent triangles. Now consider these two triangles. Here BC equal to QR, angle B equal to angle Q, and AB equal to PQ. Now what can you say about congruence of triangle ABC and triangle PQR? Do you observe that the equality of two sides and the included angle is enough for the congruence of triangles? Yes, it is enough. These two triangles are when you keep this triangle PQR on the top of triangle ABC, they will coincide each other. So we can say that the equality of two sides and the included angle is enough for the congruency of two triangles. So this is the first criteria for congruence of triangle, that is SAS, side, angle, side. In earlier classes we have studied this side, angle, side. So this is a statement. This statement we cannot prove using the previous results. So we consider it as a axiom. So axiom 7.1, that is SAS congruence rule. Two triangles are congruent if the two sides of a triangle and the included angle is corresponds to the or equal to the corresponding sides and the included angle of other triangle. Using this correspondence, we can do some problems. See this question. In the figure, OA is equal to OB, OC equal to OD. Show that triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC and AD parallel to BC. Two things are given for you. AO equal to OB and OC equal to OD. AO equal to OB, OC equal to OD. That means O is the midpoint of the line AB and line CD. And we want to show that this triangle AOD. Can you identify the triangle AOD? AOD. Triangle AOD congruent to triangle COB. And another thing, the second we want to prove that line AD parallel to BC. We want to prove that AD parallel to BC. So first of all, you want to write what is given. The given thing is OA equal to OB, OD equal to OC. What do you want to prove? To prove triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC and AD parallel to BC. These two things we want to prove. Next, proof. So, when you are considering this figure, separate these two triangles. One is triangle COB, other one is OAD. Look at these two triangles. It's given thing is equal things are given. CO is equal to OD, OA equal to OB. Two sides, two corresponding sides are equal. Now, then one of the angle also given for angle COB and angle AOB. AOD. What type of angle is these two? They are vertically opposite angles because they intersect each other at the point O. Line AB and line CD intersect at the point O. So these two angles are vertically opposite angles. We know that vertically opposite angles are equal. So angle COB is also equal to angle AOD. By looking this, you can see that one side an included angle, other side. So by SAS, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So we can write here which two triangles we are considering. You name it first. In triangle COB and triangle AOD. COB and triangle AOD. If you consider these two triangles, we can write AO or OA. Anyway, AO or OA. OA equal to OB. OA equal to OB. Then OC equal to OD. And angle COB is equal to angle DOA. Angle COB is equal to angle AOD. So side, two sides are equal. You should write the reason also. AO equal to OB. What is the reason? It is given for you. OC equal to OD. What is the given? What is the reason? It is given. Angle COB equal to angle AOD. The reason vertically opposite angles. So the reason is important. You should write the step and the reason in the bracket. Here you should name the triangle, which two triangles you are considering. So these three things we got it. Now we can say the side AO corresponds to side BO and OC corresponds to OD. So when you superimpose these two triangles, the B will be coincide with the A, C will be coincide with the D. So this OB will be coincide with the OA. So on the top of A, B will come. And OC will be coincide with OD. So on the top of top of D, C will come. So triangle AOD, angle AOD equal to angle BOC or COB, anyway you can say. So triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC. Symbolic name you have to write correctly. Look at the correspondence of the vertices. According to that only you should write the symbolic name. So vertex A corresponds to vertex B. Vertex C corresponds to vertex D. So triangle AOD corresponds to BOC. So we can write here triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC. The reason by SAS congruence rule. Side, angle, side. By SAS congruence rule, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So we proved one question. Now we want to show the second one. The second one is AD parallel. We want to prove that AD parallel to BC. The first case we proved. In the first one we know triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC by SAS. If these two triangles are congruent, then we know that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So if these two are congruent, we proved these two are congruent. Therefore, angle C is equal to angle D, angle A is equal to angle B, and the side BC is equal to side AD. So observe this figure. Here we can show that if these two triangles are congruent, so angle A equal to angle B, because B will be coincide with the A. So angle A coincide angle B. So angle A is equal to angle B and the vertex C coincide with the vertex D. That means angle C coincide with the angle D. So these two angles are equal. Angle B is equal to angle A. See, when you observe this, there is a line BC and AD, and AB is the transversal, and we can see that angle A equal to angle B. They are alternate interior angles. So by CPCT you can write there angle A equal to angle B. The reason they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Angle A is equal to angle B because corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And angle C is equal to angle D, same reason, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. If these two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are equal. So, we got angle A equal to angle B. What type of angle is angle A and angle B? They are alternate interior angles. So, by second one we can prove that angle A equal to angle B. They are alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Therefore, AD parallel to BC. Why? We know the theorem. Theorem 6.3. The previous chapter we studied this theorem. If a transversal cuts two lines such that a pair of alternate interior angles is equal, each pair of alternate interior angles is equal, then that two lines are parallel. Here angle A equal to angle B. Therefore, BC is parallel to AD. Here AB is the transversal and it cuts the lines AD and BC such that a pair of alternate interior angle is equal. Therefore, we can say that the line AD parallel to line BC. So, AD parallel to BC, write the reason by theorem 6.3, or you should write the theorem in the bracket. Here I am just showing the shortcut only. When you are writing the exam, you should write the theorem full. Let us see the next question. AB is a line segment and line L is its perpendicular bisector. If a point P lies on L, show that P is equidistant from A and B. So in the question it's given for you, AB is a line segment. AB is a line segment and a line L, that is the perpendicular bisector of line AB. There is a perpendicular bisector line L, that is the perpendicular bisector of line segment AB. Perpendicular bisector means it divides the line into two equal parts and it makes 90-degree angle. It's a perpendicular and it's all in the same time it's the bisector also. So it divides the line segment as two parts, that is AC and CB. That means C is the midpoint of line segment AB. Line L is perpendicular bisector of line segment AB. That means C is the midpoint of line segment AB and it makes an 90-degree angle at the point C. We want to show that there will be a point on this line L, that is point P. A point P lies on the line L. We want to show that that point is equidistant from the end points of this line segment. That means equidistant from A and B. That means PA equal to PB. We want to show that PA equal to PB. So you have to first you write the given things. given. What is given for you? AB is a line segment and C is the midpoint. C is the midpoint of AB and line L is perpendicular to line AB. That two things are given for you. To prove, we want to prove that the point P that is lies on the line L is equidistant from A and B. That means PA equal to PB. We want to show that PA equal to PB. These two distances, we want to show these two distances are equal. Next, to prove. To proving this statement, first you have to consider the triangles. Here you can, in this figure, you can see two triangles, triangle PCA and triangle PCB. We know that this line is perpendicular to AB, so this angle is 90 degree and this is also 90 degree. So when you consider these two triangles, so you should write which two triangles we are considering. Triangle PCA and triangle PCB. We know that C is the midpoint of AB. That means the AC is equal to CB. The line divides these two, this line segment AB into two equal parts. So AC equal to CB. So in triangle PCA, AC is equal to BC, that is triangle PCB. So these two sides are equal. We can write the in triangle PCA and triangle PCB, AC is equal to BC. AC equal to BC because C is the midpoint. C is the midpoint of AB. Then angle PCA equal to angle PCB each 90 degree. Both the angles are 90 degree. Angle PCA equal to angle PCB. So now we got one side, we got one angle. We need one more correspondence. In these two triangles, which is the next equal part? One equal side we identify, one equal angle also we identify. Can you identify another equal part? Yes, in both the triangle there is a common side, that is PC. In this triangle and this triangle both have same common side, that is PC. So we can write here PC is equal to PC, that is the common side. Common side. So we got one side, one angle and another side. Let's check it whether this angle is the included angle. Here this is the equal side and we see that these two are the common side. So this angle is the included angle of these two equal sides. AC equal to CB, angle PCA equal to angle PCB and PC equal to PC. So we can say that triangle PCA congruent to triangle PCB, congruent to triangle PCB, because this triangle will be coincide with this triangle. So P will be coincide with P, B will be coincide with A, C will be coincide with the C itself. Take this triangle and keep it on this. By which criteria? By SAS congruence rule, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, we know that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So we can say that this PA equal to PB, PA equal to PB. So PA equal to PB by CP, CT. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. If you keep this triangle on the top of this, PC will be coincide with PC and AC will be coincide with BC. That time PA will coincide with the PB. So they are equal. So we proved that a point on the perpendicular line is equidistant from the end points of the line segment. Next question. ABCD is a quadrilateral in which AD equal to BC and angle DAB equal to angle CBA. Prove that triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC, BD equal to AC and angle ABD equal to angle BAC. So here you want to prove three things. First one, triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC. Then you want to show that BD equal to AC. Then you have to show that angle ABD equal to angle BAC. So in the question, it's given for you AD equal to BC and angle DAB equal to angle CBA. These two things are given for you. So first of all, you identify the triangle which you want to prove or which you want to show it is they are congruent. One is triangle ABD. Are you able to identify the triangle ABD from the figure? Triangle ABD. This is triangle ABD. And other triangle is BAC. BAC. ABD and BAC. In these two triangles, identify the equal parts. Few parts are given for you equal. Equal parts are given for you. Identify that equal parts in these two triangles. One, you can see that AD and BC. Side AD equal to side BC. AD is in triangle BAD and BC is in triangle BAC. And one more thing is given for you, the angle. In triangle ADB, DAB is an angle that is equal to angle CBA, that is in triangle BAC. We need to find out one more equal part. If there is three corresponding parts, we can use the criteria to show the congruency. So, can you identify any other equal parts in these two triangles? One more equal part is there. There is one common side is there. In triangle DAB and in triangle BAC, there is a common side that is AB. So AB equal to BA. AB equal to BA. You can draw these two triangles separately. See, this is ADB and BAC. It's given for you AD equal to BC. One side of this triangle is equal to one side of other triangle. And angle DAB equal to CBA. So these two angles are equal. And in both the triangles there is a common side AB. So we can say that these two triangles, it's a common side. So both the triangles have the same base. So they are equal in measure. So we can say that AB equal to BA, because when you take this triangle and keep it on the top of this, the vertex B will coincide with the vertex A and C will coincide with the D. So it will move from here. BC is moving and going on the top of the, so the triangle will turn and standing on the top of triangle ABD. So B will be coincide with A. That time AB equal to BA. Side AB equal to BA. So first of all, you can write what is given. The given things you have to write first. AD equal to BC and angle DAB is equal to angle CBA. These two things are given. To prove what all things we want to prove, three things that you should write it here. Triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC, and BC is equal, BD equal to AC. BD equal to AC. And one more thing, angle ABD equal to BAC. So you want to show these three things: triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC, BD equal to AC, and angle ABD equal to angle BAC. Next, proof. So when you are writing the proof, first you have to write which two triangles you are considering. So write the name of the triangle. Triangle ABD and triangle BAC. You should write here in triangle ABD. In triangle ABD and triangle BEC. When you consider the triangle ABD and triangle BAC, we know that it is given for you AD equal to BC. The reason it is given in the question. Then second one is angle DAB is equal to angle CBA. That is also given in the question. And we identify the third equal part, that is the common side AB equal to BA, not AB. AB equal to, we cannot say that AB equal to AB. It is AB equal to BA because B coincide with the A and C coincide with the D, and A is that time A will be coincide with the B. So this triangle will turn and keeping on the top of triangle ABT. So AB equal to BA, there is a common side. Therefore, so see here, a side we got and one angle and another side. You can see that this angle is the included angle. So side, angle, side criteria. So side, angle, side is SAS congruence criteria. So by SAS congruence criteria, we can say that triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC by SAS congruence rule. By SAS congruence rule. Now we want to show BD equal to DC. Second question. First one we already proved, and now we want to prove the second one. So now you know that triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC by SAS. If these two triangles are congruent, we know that its corresponding parts are equal. All other corresponding parts are equal. So we want to show that BD equal to BC. This is BD and BC. These are the parts of congruent triangle. So we can say that these two triangles are congruent, so the corresponding parts are equal. By CPCT, BD equal to AC. See, observe these two triangles. We prove these two triangles are congruent. So BD, if they are congruent, this B will be coincide with A, C will be coincide with D. So AB See, this way, CBA will be on the top of this triangle DAB. So that time AD is equal to BC, AB equal to BA, and BD is equal to BC. Sorry, BD is equal to AC. The new triangle is AC. So BD equal to AC. You can say that BD equal to AC by CP, CT, congruent parts of corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And third question, you want to show that angle ABD equal to angle BAC. ABD, this is the angle ABD, and BAC. BAC, this is angle BAC. You want to prove that these two triangles are congruent. See, here, if you draw it separately, the angle will be ABD, no? ABD. This is angle ABD and BAC. These two are the corresponding angles of congruent triangle. So we can say that these two triangles are congruent by SAS. Therefore, angle ABD equal to angle BAC by CP, CT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So dear students, the questions what we discuss in the class, you should study properly. So when you are studying, when you are seeing the class, first when we explain the first question, just take your notebook and write the question, see the explanation, study that, understand the question, then that time it's pause the video and write the note. Question number 1, first you write. Then after completing that question with the figure, you should draw the figure and what is given, you should write what is given, what you want to prove, then only prove. Step by step you have to write properly with reason. Then go to the second question. See the explanation of the second question, then you should write your study that question, then you write it in the notebook. Then go to the third question. And today's your worksheet is exercise 7.1, question number 1 only. Exercise 7.1, question number 1. The other worksheet is write and study the questions what we discuss in the class. That you should write 3 times in your rough book. Write and study each question 3 times in your rough book and send it to me.